welcome into Birds Huddle, powered by PointsBet, along with Barrett Brooks. I am Taryn Hatcher. Year 2 for Nick Sirianni set to get underway next week. That's wild.
Can't wait.
With training camp and expectations, they are certainly high. And Nick Sirianni, he opened up about his approach to preparation with those lofty goals in mind. He said, quote, "I think the message is exactly the same as far as how we prepare and everything like that. It's just noticing the fact that, hey, there's going to be a lot of people telling you how good you are, probably more so how good you could be, but it's still a could be. Same amount of work is going to be required regardless if you have high expectations or low expectations. You have to work. How many times have we seen the team that starts off really hot, then maybe buys into the hype? I'm very conscious of that." And that brings us to Barrett Brooks' 3-point stance presented by your Mercedes. Your first stance, ignoring expectations. It's going to be absolutely crucial for the Eagles this season, especially given all the preseason chatter about it.
No question. You know, I mean, ever since we signed J.B. Brown here, there's no way AJ is going to be that guy. So everybody's expectations just went to the roof. Now we're going for a championship. They got to block all that out. I mean, block all of it out. Now you're hearing things, all right, this is a dream team. They got to block that out. The most interesting thing this team has ever been a part of is understanding, look, you cannot listen to that. And they're going to take it from their leader, their fearless leader. They've got to get it from Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the guy that he doesn't worry about the noise. He doesn't worry about that rat poison that Coach Saban has mentioned to him and everybody else. Both he and Tua are the top of a conversation the last 2 years, and they have been known to just let that go, just water off a duck's back. They have to be that way, especially here in Philadelphia. We here in Philadelphia might be the toughest market for any football team in the NFL. It's ranked the fourth as far as media market, but we have the most educated fans, number one. We don't play around. We do our research. Number two, the expectations for this Eagles team is higher than anywhere else. We're blue-collar workers. You know, we make sure we go to work. We pay for tickets. We want a great team. So when they go and buy these tickets, there's certain expectations that come with it. So they got to block all that noise out and go out there and do it the hard way. They got to buckle up their trunks, put that helmet on, and go out there and work for it. And that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're not worried about anything else, about who's supposed to be better in this conference or this division. They just want to go out there and work and take it to the next level.
I mean, good thing for Eagles fans is that Jalen Hurts has been thoroughly warned and taught about rat poison by Nick Saban.
No question.
All he loves to talk about. All right, were you ever on a team where you thought they were going to be great, the expectations were high like they are here this year, and things kind of fell apart? How did that unfold?
Well, I mean, even the year before I won the Super Bowl, the previous year, we actually went 15-1. We lost one game that year. So the expectations were so high, going into the playoffs, get in the playoffs, win 2 games, get to the championship game, and what happens? We get beat by the eventual Super Bowl champions, the Pats. So, to be honest, I actually went out, bought all these clothes, thinking I'm going to the Super Bowl down in Florida, all these shorts and everything, and we lost to the Patriots. We had smacked them up hard previously in that year, and they beat us. It's supposed to be an all-Pennsylvania Super Bowl, and the expectation is we're going to roll over again. You can't go with that roll over again. They actually were sick. The whole team was sick. They had like 15 guys that had the flu, and they came out and spanked us. So you can't go by the expectations. You got to go by the hard work, putting your work in, and going out there and executing whatever you're doing.
But when you talked to me about that Super Bowl before, you were telling me it was pretty cold down in Jacksonville that year anyway, so you probably wouldn't have used the shorts.
You know what? It was mad because I had to take all those clothes back, and I had all these shorts. But I ended up going to Super Bowl anyways. I couldn't have worn the shorts anyways.
No.
It was a cold Super Bowl in Jacksonville.
Just too chilly. So you know what? Money not well spent and then returned and back in your pocket.
Right.
Silver linings. All right, speaking of teams with high expectations, Barrett, let's talk about that 2011 team. Some shots fired at their biggest free agent signing that summer. Everybody's boy, Nnamdi. By former teammates LeSean McCoy and Asante Samuel on the I Am Athlete podcast. Take a listen.
So when we had Nnamdi, it was his first one-on-one at practice, right? It was camp. And everybody thought, we got Nnamdi. He signed like a big-ass deal. So we all looking. We like, ooh, like that type of thing. Like, ooh. So look, but when he went against the tight end, Brent Selleck, Brent was a good tight end. He wasn't like a route runner. He was like this altogether complete, can block, can run a little bit. So when he went against the tight end, we like,
This is the first day?
the first day, we like,
First day.
yo, the tight end hit him with like a post corner. We was like, ah. We like, ah. We look at the GM like,
First day looking bad.
look, you know how Son is, told you.
Oh, Nnamdi. I hope he's not listening to podcasts.
Right.
All right, from that, your second stance, issues with ex-teammates. Apparently, they don't really go away that quickly.
No,
Barrett.
they don't. You know, you got alpha males in a very, very violent atmosphere. You out there practicing hard, and you may not get along with every teammate that you have. I personally didn't get along with one of my teammates, and we played, virtually the same
Name
position.
names, Barrett.
No, I can't name names.
Okay.
But put it like this now: he has a gold jacket on. And needless to say, I wasn't able to go to the Hall of Fame speech.
Canton?
Yeah, I wasn't invited. But hey, it happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. But I mean, as a player, you don't worry about all that. You're there to do a job. I don't have to like you to do the job. In fact, some of the best teams that I've been on, we weren't all, tiptoeing through the tulips together. It's a high pressure, very aggressive atmosphere in those locker rooms. Everybody's trying to be the best player they can be. I mean, the competitiveness on everything. I mean, from lifting weights. I mean, there were times even who ate the fastest. You're gonna have some, ruffled feathers within that locker room, but it doesn't matter. On game day, all 53 guys, 47 on game day, will be chasing that common goal. So you don't worry about that. There's still guys that I don't even get along with to this day. To this day.
You get along with me, though, right, Barrett?
We're good. We're good. But, hey,
I was
Warren
going to say, you seem a
Sapp.
little worked up.
Look, Warren Sapp.
But what you're saying is you got to be like a goldfish when it comes to the personal issues, right?
Right.
Gotta
You
put 'em
forget.
aside. There you go.
30 seconds.
All right, and then your final stance. Jason Peters, not done yet. The 40-year-old said recently he's waiting to hear from teams about potentially playing this year. Barrett, it smells like potential, doesn't it?
No, we don't need any of that potential. I mean, I love JP. JP was one of the most dominant offensive linemen for like 10 years of his career. I mean, dominant. There wasn't anything this guy couldn't do. In fact, there were plays that I broke down on the lag draw that, one of the most memorable plays that they played on NFL Network. I mean, it was unbelievable how dominant he was. Now he's long in the tooth. Father Time is undefeated. Sometimes you just gotta say no mas. You gotta say no mas. Maybe Camacho, is that what he said? Sometimes you just gotta say no mas, ride off into the sunset. You've done enough. You've had an excellent career. You played 18 years, trying to get that 19th year. Some guys just can't let it go. JB, come on, you my dog. Let it go, man. You don't need to play no more. No more.
Roberto Durant was
Roberto Durant. Okay, my fault.
no mas. But apparently,
Roberto Durant then.
Apparently Peters is following Yager on Twitter or something, because both of them are still holding on. All right, could he do any harm to his Hall of Fame chances if he continues to try to drag it out?
You possibly could. Everything that you've done for the past, 18 years, you kind of, put it in a different light. You don't want to do that. So I'm not going to say that he won't get that gold jacket. He'll get it, but it might take him a little longer. If he was to leave right now, he will still leave as one of the most dominant offensive linemen to ever play the game. That will never change. But you just don't want to leave a tail end of a memory about what he used to be and what he was back then. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, you want to go out on a high note.